Okay, so hello, welcome back to Gumardee's Coins and Banknotes, and today we are looking at Tanzanian coins. So these are the first coins of independent Tanzania, which gained independence initially as two independent countries of initially Tanganyika in 1961, and there was also Zanzibar, which was pretty much independent in the first place. And in 1964 they united to form Tanzania. So pretty much Tanzania is made of the mainland Tanganyika and also Zanzibar. So that's what the country's name is. We have Tan for Tanganyika and Zan for Zanzibar, so Tanzania. And they first issued coins of these four denominations, so 5, 20, 50 centi and 1 shilling in 1966. So the same year that Uganda and also Kenya issued their own coins. So all three countries, as well as Somalia, they issued coins based on this currency. Four countries issued the 50 and the 1 shilling, pretty much the same size. So you could have really used each other's 50 and 1 shilling in each other's country, because a lot of people don't really look at the coins. But the 5 and 20 is a bit different. Like Kenya never issued a 20 centi, or it did issue a 25, but it wasn't very popular, and that didn't last into the mid 70s. And Uganda did issue a 5, 10 and 20, but they are a different size. So we have the 5 seniti. So this one is bronze, 4 grams, and it has a Indo-Pacific sailfish. So I don't know if any other country has sailfish. But the coastline of Tanzania is on the Indian Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is actually quite a long way, but they joined together and they share a lot of flora and fauna together in the ocean. On the other side, we have the first president of Tanzania, Raiswa Kwanza, and this just means the first president, and his name is Julius Nyerere. I can't even pronounce his name, so we just look at him on the internet. Okay, so here he is, and the thing that you'll notice is that he has a little Hitler moustache, which they call a toothbrush moustache. So Wikipedia also has Robert Mugabe had a little one. So even though now it's associated with this guy, a lot of people in history did have it. So a lot of people probably know the Nazis that did have it. There's a lot of other people in Europe. There was Charlie Chaplin. I think he's up the top. There we go. Comedian Oliver Hardy had it. Charlie Chaplin, there you go. Very iconic. But a lot of other people as well. And we have some Soviet people have it. Israelis. That's fine. Yitzhak Shamir. He was Prime Minister. And then we have some other people from around the world. Pretty much all of them are pretty famous. So we have this guy. So he's on the obverse at the front of the Tanzanian coins. He was a somewhat of a single party. So he's pretty much a dictator. I don't think it was that severe. Not like some of the other dictators around there, but still. Seems like this moustache is associated with people with dictatorial tendencies. That's a lot of the list that we saw there, but not always. Okay, he has Yitzhak Shamir. There's his Hebrew name. And yeah, he's involved in pretty fishy stuff. And it says here he's trying to get Nazi Germany, fascist Italy to support him in the 1940s. I'm not too sure how correct that is. You need to look at the evidence, but I'm not getting into that. Okay, then we have Barrow. So he was the president of Somalia until he was overthrown in 1991, and ever since then Actually, the civil war in Somalia has been going on since 1975. Then we have a Soviet Govorov, so Soviet military commander. And the last one, and this is the most grievous, is a bloody cat. Have a look at the cat. The cat, wow. That is definitely a Hitler sympathizer. Yeah, sorry I got a bit distracted for these coin series with that little moustache of his. Anyway, we'll continue on with the actual coins. So most of these Paisaniti, you can pick them up for about $1 or $2. And a lot of them are pretty much in uncirculated grade. So 1966, which we have here, 1981. This says 55,250,000. This one has 13,650,000. And the lowest mintage is, it says 1983 of 18,000. So that's the key date. Doesn't make it rare, makes it scarce, but that is what you need to look for. Okay, then we have the Tanzania. So this was only issued start from 1977, and it would have been issued to make up the difference between these two coins, and then afterwards they could actually reduce the number of 5 seniti they could use in circulation. Because if you need a change of 15 seniti, initially you needed 3 of these, but if you issue a 10 seniti, you only need 2 coins instead of 3. So this one has a zebra or zebra, whichever one you want to call it. I don't really care. And all of these coins are designed and engraved by Christopher Ironside. So if you're not too sure, have a look at him up. Equus quagga, and I think there's quite a few subspecies or different species. And as you can see in Swahili has a denomination. So Senti Kumi, and there's also printed minted in the UK. This one is dated 1981. So 1977, 19.5 million. 81, this says 10 million. And it seems the 1980 seems to be hard to get. So I'm not too sure. Maybe the 1980 was never issued for circulation. But I need to look that up and see if that, because it says there's a mintage of 10 million. But like the Australian 1983 and 84 20-cent coins, maybe it's just never issued. Okay, then we have the 20 seniti. This has a, does it look like an emu? People think it's an emu. No, it's an ostrich. It's not a rare. Rare comes from South America. And these are birds in the same family. So here we have 2 dates. 1976, 10 million, 1981 also 10 million. Lowest minted coin is also 1983 with 50,000. So there's something going on with 1983. How about the 5 seniti? Yeah, also 5 seniti at 18,000. So it seems like 1983 for these 3 denominations is the key date. And here we have the president again. He was president from 1964 to 1985. So obviously, unless you are a despot, you wouldn't be in power for that long. Okay, here we have the 50 seniti, and this one has a rabbit, seated rabbit. Is that a rabbit or a hare? Don't know. And this coin, I have 2, 1981, 66. So 66 has 6,250,000. 1981 there is no mintage figure, but I'm gathering from 1980 and 82 it has 10 million minted, so not really scarce. And these seem to have come from probably an uncirculated coin set. Once again, actually, seems like 1982 might be the one to get. Not many people do have it. And then we have the highest denomination issued initially, and that is the 1 shilling. So on the 1 shilling it has the hand holding the torch, symbolising independence, and Zaire actually also adopted this as well. Okay, so we got 82, 1966. As you can, 1966 has seen some circulation, but it's actually quite good. So, Julius, founding father of Tanzania, president of Zanzibar, from the date of its founding, 1964 to 1985, considered the greatest historical figure in the 20th century and one of the most important personalities in Africa, together with Nelson Mandela. Well, not many people actually know about this guy. They know Nelson Mandela, but maybe in Africa they learn about this, but not in Australia. Okay, 1966 at 48 million, 1982 10 million, and it seems like the lowest mint is 1975 and 77 with 5 million. So not really a hard coin to get, and really in this condition circulated probably $1 or $2. In this condition probably about $5 because it's uncirculated grade. Okay, so then we got the 5 shillings. So the population in 1971, when this was issued for Tanzania, is about 13.5 million. This coin only has a mintage of 1 million, so really this wouldn't have seen that much circulation, so they would have used the banknote. And this is the 10 years of independence coin, which it says 1961, so that's for Tanganyika. As you can see, I've got 2 of them. And on this side we have bananas at the top. We have corn. So bananas come from Southeast Asia. Corn comes from the Americas. We have, looks like wheat. So wheat's Middle East, probably North Africa. And we have buffalo. So I'm not too sure where that actually comes from. Which is, sorry, quite interesting. And here we have reeded, unreeded. So this is interrupted milling. And because there is a sharp cutoff, they could probably actually have milled the whole lot. So that's very interesting. And these coins, you buy them for probably about $10 to $20. And all of them I've seen for sale, pretty much uncirculated. Now in 1972 they issued another coin which I don't have, with same design, except they just don't have the commemorative date on it, they just have the date of issue. And that's 1972 with 8 million, 1973 with 5 million, 1980 with 5 million. It's really not enough for circulation, so I reckon they still use the 5 shilling banknote. If anyone can let me know, that would be great. And then later on in 1988, the 50 centie, the 1 shilling, and also were issued in nickel plated steel, and they issued a smaller 5 shilling in 1987, changed that nickel plated steel in 1990, and then from then on they suffered heavy inflation, so these are not in circulation anymore. If you want an exchange rate for any of these, this is worth 0.31 of a cent, so you need 3 of these to equal 1 cent. So that makes it about 1,500 shillings you need to equivalent to $1. So basically all these coins, not very hard to get. These ones you'll be paying probably $1, and they're pretty hard to sell. Now this one's a bit harder to get, don't know why. If you wanted to get all of these coins for your collection, so these ones you'll be paying the most. These ones probably just a few dollars each. So if we go conservative, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, probably about $25 basically you'll be paying for those, and that's without postage. So I hope this helps you with your Tanzanian coin collecting. Let me know what you think of these coins. Have an awesome coin banknote collecting time, and take care.